Romans 12 and 3. And then what the Lord said. The Lord said, what did I call you to do? I said, well, Lord, you know, I'm a pastor. He said, no, what did I call you to do? I said, well, I'm a preacher. No, what did I call you to do? I said, well, my first calling was that of the teacher. He said, okay, then what does a teacher do? I said, a teacher teach. He said, well, I want you to go to the classroom. When they go to school, they have individualized classes. And each class teaches a specific subject.
That's true.
And they teach repetitiously.
Yep.
Why do they do that? Because that student needs to learn, and they learn through repetition.
That's true.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And then sometimes a student don't learn it, they have to repeat it.
Yep. You're right.
In the high school, if you fail a subject, you have to go back. You might go to the 11th grade and have to take 10th grade English.
Amen.
Because you failed 10th grade English.
That's good.
Because I need y'all to understand something though, because Wednesday night I started something. And those of you that wasn't here Wednesday night, you really missed something. Because I started this because I never heard it before in my life, Mr. Gaucher. I never heard it before in my whole entire Christian life. I never heard it before. I read the scripture before, but I never heard it before. Right? So here we go. Romans 12 and 3. Y'all got it? If you don't, it's on the board. For I say, though through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God has dealt to every man, what? What? The measure of faith. I want you to mark that last part right there. The measure of faith. Somebody shout that again.
The measure of faith.
That's the most important part of Scripture, I believe, and not in the New Testament, in the whole Bible. The measure of faith. We think that the most important part of Scripture is if a man had faith as a grain of mustard seed, right? You can say to this mountain, be plucked up and be cast into the sea, and it shall be done. What if I told you that the grain of a mustard seed is just this much of the measure that God placed in you? The measure of faith that God is talking about is the same measure of faith that God used to raise Jesus from the grave. It's the same measure of faith, sisters and brothers, that Jesus used to raise Lazarus from the grave. It's the same measure of faith that he used to feed the 5,000. It's the same measure of faith that the apostles had. Now, I want you to look at this now, because I believe it was Peter that said, I perceive that God is no respecter of person. So if God is not a respecter of person, and he gave to every man the measure of faith, means that the same measure of faith that Jesus had to walk on the water is the same measure of faith that he placed in you and me when we received him as Lord and Savior. We have the same faith. Right? We got that right. So now, I'm going to leave that alone. If I have a title for my word today, it would be this. Pay attention to the word.
Amen.
neighbor and say, neighbor, we need to pay attention to the Word of God.
Amen.
We need to pay attention to the Word of God. Do you know why your faith don't work? Because the Word ain't working in you. And the Word's not working in you because one or two reasons. You don't have enough Word in you, or you're not paying attention to what you do have. Let's look at Proverbs 4:20. Here we go. I don't want to hear this garbage by the Word of God. I don't want to hear. And you know who really feel that way? It's people whose lives is a wreck. You rather get a drink than hear the Word. You rather smoke a joint than hear the Word. You rather run away from home than hear a Word. You want somebody to fix your life rather than you fixing your life your own self. You got your own self into the mess. You want somebody else to get you out of the mess you got into. It's my mama's fault. It's my daddy's fault. It's your fault. Well, if my boss had to know, if you had done what you were supposed to do, and you'd have been still had a job. Read the handbook. If it said take a 15-minute break, it means 15 minutes, not 16, not 17, 15. My boss just don't like me. Who said your boss got to like you? If you do your job, it don't matter if the boss likes you. Hold this. See you next week, bro. Y'all got Proverbs? If you don't, look on the board. My son, let me pause right there. Because before you can do anything else, Darnell, you got to be a son. That means you can't be a bastard. Y'all got that? You got to be a daughter. Ooh, Bishop cussed in church. No. A bastard is an illegitimate child. Somebody pretending to be something they're not. Now let me get this to you. You can be grafted in and be a son or a daughter. Don't mean you have to be born by blood, because you can be adopted in, you be grafted in. I'm going to show you. Chad sitting on the back row. He's not my natural son, but I'll fight anybody who tells me he's not my son. You can be grafted in and be a son or a daughter. But a bastard is somebody who continually buck against the established authority. I'm saying that to say that because he said, my son, attend to my word. You can never listen to something you are not a part of. Amen. And the reason why some of you can never get the word and never listen to the word is because you keep bucking against the established authority. Incline your ear to what I am saying. Because you don't like the pastor, because you don't like the elders. I don't like to come to church when you ain't there, because I don't like nobody else who get up. Bastards! Anybody who I put up there when I'm not here is approved by the established authority. And they teach under my authority. So they are approved and you ought to listen to them. The words they speak as though I am speaking, and I am approved by God. Woo! Attend to my words. Listen to my saying. All right, enough of that. All right, you can relax now. No, you can quit looking like this, like.
I'm listening.
I'm establishing something. Are you okay? You gonna help me out? Just in case you have to, look at my bag. Pray hard. Am I doing okay, Sister Diane? You tell me if I wasn't, right? As long as you don't go home and talk about me. Bishop, no, he shouldn't have said. Sister, at least I can hear him now. Bishop, no, he was wrong. So last week, well, Wednesday night. So y'all don't come on Wednesday night, y'all miss a lot. Wednesday night I spoke about the fundamental duties of faith. Faith has a fundamental duty that a lot of people miss, Mr. Goshen. And it's found right here in John 6:29. Now, Elder Lance told me don't be coming up with no extra scripture. I'm sorry, you can't put it up there. I'm sorry. But it's John 6:29. It's only one. It's only one. Well, it's only one, and it's one more that, you know, it's two. John 6:29. And here's what it says. Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that you believe on him whom God has sent. That's the fundamental duty of faith. If you want to know what is the duty of faith, what is the purpose of faith? Somebody shout, what is the purpose of faith?
What is the purpose of faith?
That you believe on Jesus. That's the whole purpose of faith. Is to believe on the one who God has sent. That's the fundamental duty of faith. Faith is there so you can believe on Jesus. Hebrews 11:6. And the other one. Why is it the fundamental duties of faith? Is to believe on Jesus? Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. For those that come to God must believe that he is God, and then that he's a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. Right? Now, I'm just about done. I'm going to release you all in a few minutes. Why is this so important to us? Because this measure of faith, I'm going back to where I started it now. Remember, God has given us all. Is it a measure or is it the measure? It's important that we know it's not a measure, Leonard, because a measure is, it can be an eighth, it can be a quarter, it can be a half. No, he gave us all the same amount. So this measure that he gave us equips us to become God inside minded. God inside minded. Right? So this equips us to be thoroughly furnished to handle every emergency. Anything that comes up, you are able to handle. So we got to, and here we go, Romans 12:2. I'm not going, you ain't got to go there. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. How?
By the renewing of your mind.
How?
By the renewing of your mind.
You do that by doing what? Paying attention to the word. Paying attention to the word. Paying attention to the word. How do we renew our mind next?
Pay attention to the word.
Really? I can't hear you. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna start calling you Whisper. That's his new name. You know, off of Bumpy Johnson? Yeah, on the Hulu, he whispers. All right, so here we go, Heaven. We've been trouble-minded. If I hit you, you can say amen. We've been trouble-minded.
Amen.
I ought to have more amens in here than that. I'm going to try it again. We've been trouble-minded.
Amen.
Sickness-minded.
Amen.
Poverty-minded.
Amen.
Weakness-minded.
Amen.
Inferior-minded.
Amen.
Passed away-minded. Passed away-minded. Fairly middling-minded.
Amen.
Look, we got some people in here just waiting to die. That's passed away-minded. I should have said, what do you call that? Somebody got every sickness that come around. Hypochondriac-minded. That's the same thing as passed away-minded. Somebody can cough way over there, and you sit way over here, and all of a sudden you cough a cold. So, what we did is, we have attended to these things. We listened to these things. We listened to the trouble. We listened to the sickness. We listened to the poverty. Come on now. We listen to the inferior. We listen to the weakness. We listen to the, I should have said we've been fearful-minded. We listen to these things. So we have attended to these things. We listen to these things. We listen to everything except the word. Oh, y'all ain't catching this here now. We listen to these things. What I'm trying to say is, we got to listen to the word. Somebody said, you should have said drug abuse minded. No, listen to these other things is what led us to the drugs. Listen to these other things is what led us to the alcohol. Listen to these other things is what led us to somebody on we shouldn't have been in. So now we think we're a nymphomaniac. I just got to have a man. No, you don't. You just got to have Jesus. I just got to have a woman. No, you don't. You just got to have Jesus. I need to go to a sex therapist because I can't stop. You just stop. Jesus makes you stop. Oh, y'all, I made y'all uncomfortable. I'm sorry. It's been a bit like, I'm sorry. I can't talk about the issues that are going on in here. It's okay to talk about the drugs, but I can't talk about the other stuff. Ever since I had a church, I talked about the other stuff. I always ran people away because I talked about the other stuff. You don't need none of that. You just listening to your issue is what drove you to the other stuff. Well, now I got to go see an angel man today because he said this and I did this. He made me do it. No, you attended to your anger. You listened to your anger. Your anger said do, and you did it. You should listen to the word. The word said, be angry and sin not, Darnell. Somebody say, boo to Darnell. Darnell say, how many schools you been kicked out of? Amen. How many times you been in the office? Because you can't shut up. I got a right to say what I want. You got a right to shut up. That's what you got a right to do. You got a right to shut your mouth when the teacher's talking. You ain't got a right to say nothing when the teacher's talking. I don't care how wrong the teacher seems like they is. They the teacher for a reason. Shut your mouth.
Amen.
When I was in school, my wife's brother and another friend of mine, we had a young man that he must have been lactose intolerant. We was in 3rd grade. I'll never forget this. We had pizza that day, cheese pizza. And we got back to class, and it was a horrible smell in class. I mean, a horrible, horrible smell. We couldn't figure out what this smell was called. I mean, it was terrible. They opened up every window, and it was terrible. And so this young man had soiled himself. And they took him out the room. So my wife's brother and this other young man, but they laughed so hard, they made everybody in the class laugh. They felt like they see laughing. So the teacher said, shut up. Everybody else in the class shut up, but my wife's brother and this other boy wouldn't shut up. So the teacher went and got the gym teacher. He's a big old stocky Marine. He got my wife's brother and this other boy and took him out of class. When they come back to class, he had duct taped their mouth all around their head. Now today, that gym teacher would have been fired. And the teacher would have been fired. By today's standards. But back then, it was okay. You know. And they gave him a choice. Either I can duct tape your mouth, or you can go to the office and see the principal and face the paddle. They chose the duct tape. See, I think that we've gotten too soft in our school systems. Kids are sitting in school talking back to the teachers and stuff and everything else, and we think Adderall solves all. And your kids on Adderall, and they still talking back to the teachers and come home and talk back to you. I ain't having it in my house. See, then what I'm saying is, listen to the word of God. The word of God tells you, train up a child the way they should go. When they get old, they won't depart from the word. Now, sometimes you done all you can do, and you have to turn them over to the Lord. Now, how the Lord deal with them, you just got to sit back and pray and rest on the word of God. Elder again. You got to trust in the Lord. And pray.
Amen.
You're such a pretty child. When they know about hell and still bent on going there, you have to understand that's their choice. Pray, pray, pray. That's the only thing you can do. Don't worry. If you worry, your prayers ain't working. Worry will always worry will always destroy your prayer.
Oh, God help us, Lord.
Did you hear what I said? If you're praying for your child and then you turn around and worry, about that child, you just destroyed your prayer. Because worry has just destroyed your faith. Excuse me? It nullifies, it destroys it. Because it shows that you don't have faith.
Lord help us.
It shows that you don't have faith. When you go to worrying about something you just prayed about, it shows that you don't have faith in it, so it just blows it up. It's unbelief. And faith would never work in unbelief. So either you believe God or you don't. And the only thing that's going to kill unbelief is to attend to the Word of God.